What's going on, guys? My name is Ben and I am Roadrunner Review, and I'm doing a review on my car, the BMW 650 Gran Coupe. Long time overdue, to be honest. I've been wanting to do a car review on this car. I've been waiting for somewhat of a nice day in Seattle. It hasn't been nice at all. So I just decided, hey, you know, F it. I'm gonna just come out in the rain and just kind of throw this car around and do a review on it. So what to expect in this review? I'm gonna be going over the exterior of the car, the interior, some tech, my thoughts on the vehicle for the last 2 years. I'm gonna go over cost of maintenance and then cost of ownership too, just for those who are possibly seeking to buy this car and what to expect during your ownership. Right off the bat, let's just kind of dig right into the exterior of the car. To be honest, it grew on me over time. I didn't like this car immediately up front. I think that the stock wheels and just kind of the profile of the car just didn't look right. But as I seen how people modified the car, which I also done myself, it made me think what I could potentially do with it. And looking into the details of the motor, the tech package, I thought, in my opinion, it was better than the other cars I was looking at the time. One of the other cars I had the opportunity to buy is the M6. The main reason why I didn't buy it, because it didn't have all-wheel drive and I live in Washington where it rains and snows. However, I'm gonna do a completely another video going over all the reasons why I bought this Gran Coupe 650 over the M6. So please watch some of my other videos, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and just let me know how I'm doing. I'm just getting started and I'm hoping to continue this for a while. As far as the interior goes on this car, the interior, let's be honest, German cars aren't new to having great interiors. I think that this car is, okay, it's 2014, the car's not brand new. However, the look on the car is timeless. I just think it's like a classic watch on the inside. It's just very sleek, very modern. You have the black suede, you have the extended moonroof or sunroof above, you have the center console, which just has the glossy wood look. All the buttons are very easy to see, very easy to find. Push button start. You have the digital dash, which I love. It changes colors based on the mood you're having the car in. And when I say mood, I mean the actual driving mode that you have it in. So for example, if you're in Sport or Sport Plus, the digital dash turns red. It looks really aggressive. If you're in comfort mode, it has that classic gray look as you would find on a watch, gray and white. And then in the eco mode, it has the blue kind of easygoing look, which is cool. Which that also set the trend for, I've driven the 2020 models of some of these cars where they had the LED interior light, which I think is just phenomenal. I'm so glad that these car companies and manufacturers are putting more and more time into developing interior, because let's be honest, that's where you spend the most of your time looking at, is the interior of the car. All American manufacturers, please step your game up, because European cars and the inside, in my opinion, are just phenomenal. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. Also in the car, you'll have the heads-up display. This does have the executive package, which has a bunch of features I don't really remember, but the main ones I like is that you have the heads-up display, you have the soft closing doors, you have the adaptive cruise control, a lot of safety features in this car. The backup camera, which is pretty slick, the way the backup camera comes out. It comes out through the BMW logo on the rear. And that opens up and just kind of shows. It's a little laggy sometimes, but most of the times it's sharp, it's quick. Listen to it. I did put a Megan exhaust on it, a quad Megan exhaust. I'm just in random or standard drive mode. When I throw in the Sport Plus, you really hear the motor a lot more. What the car normally comes with is the Msport muffler. It has a baffle in it that when you do put it into sport, it opens up and allows a little bit more noise. When you have it in drive, it's just very quiet. It's just really way too quiet. I wanted something a little bit more noise. This is kind of who I am. And then also I put in the rear lip spoiler, and carbon fiber diffuser on the car, as well as the 21-inch Vossen wheels. I'm not sure if I've already talked about that, with wrapped in Pirelli tires. The car handles great, really good center of gravity, does weigh 4,500 pounds. So when you are thrown into the curves, you can feel a little sway. For the most part, it can keep up. We have a straightaway here, so I'm gonna put it in sport and then let you guys hear the exhaust. I'm gonna shut up. Zero to 60 in 4.3 seconds in this car with the all-wheel drive system. You do get better traction than the rear-wheel drive. And in an area where I live, where it's always wet, traction is king, especially when you need to get somewhere. That is important. Traction. This car, when you do put it in sport, it has a little bit of a kickback because of exhaust. You know, I'm gonna roll down the window. I know it might be too loud for the audio pickup, but see if that will come through. If it doesn't, then I just wasted your time. All right, cost of ownership. Let's go ahead and dig into how much it has hurt my bank account to own this car. The main expense so far has been depreciation. Let's be honest, if you're not counting depreciation in your cost, that's usually the biggest one. So this car originally was over 6 figures because it has the Msport all-wheel drive and then also the executive package. Now when I bought it, it was right under $40,000, which I thought was a great deal because it was at the time only 3 years old. And then 2 years later, it's right around $27,000. And I can't see it dipping too much below unless I start stacking up a lot of miles on this car. So right now, I believe it's been hovering there for a good amount of time, which is fine. You know, depreciation, you're gonna have in a car. It's a car. A lot of people just don't care about cars, but if you're watching this channel, I assume you have some type of interest in cars and you don't mind depreciation because the excitement you get from them is more than that. Depreciation, I also have oil changes. I do that around 3 times a year. Really only 2 times a year is kind of the minimum for this car, but I don't care. I want to change the oil, make sure everything's going well. That cost me around $120 for an oil change. I probably can find it cheaper. I just like going to the person I go to, so $120 is really not that bad. And then I have insurance. Insurance is $300 when I initially started off a month. However, now it's around $250. So good driving record. I had 1 ticket on my record when I first bought the car, but after I believe it was 5 or 10 years or something, that record goes away. So now I have, I guess, technically no tickets on my record. I am 29 now, so to give you a perspective on how much it costs. And also I've heard that it depends on where you live. Sometimes the cost changes too. I live in Seattle, in downtown, so high risk of accidents all the time. So it is a little high, but it's definitely not the highest of what I've seen. I got a quote for the M6 I was looking at, and that was around $450. I was like, yeah, F that, forget that. In gas, it cost me roughly $250 a month. You know, some months is less, some months is more. I do mostly city driving, so that's where that's coming from. If you're highway driving, this car gets around 22 on the highway, around 17 in the city. I'm probably averaging about 2 under that for both. But still, mostly city driving. As far as maintenance, altogether, I had 2 big services done in the last 2 years. Overall cost me right under $2,000, and that's not bad for the whole year plan. I mean, the 2 years. Now, this car is or was under BMW's warranty. Now I have a third-party warranty company. When it was under the BMW warranty, they covered some of the maintenance items too as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. I wouldn't recommend buying a BMW or any European car unless you had a warranty. And if you're kind of stretching yourself thin already, buy the warranty. It is worth it, 100,000%. That leads me into my next and final expense. Was this motor seized in 2019. Roughly after a year and a half owning it, the motor seized. I'll go into another video. I plan on doing a bunch of videos with this car, but I'm gonna do another video telling people the experience of working with a warranty company and then going through that motor seizure, because this isn't the only car that's done it. I've gone online and seen many other people complain about this, especially with the V8s. But now, long story short, the warranty company replaced the motor, and to be honest, it's running better than it was before. So I can't complain. During the process, I complained a lot, trust me. But right now, I can't complain. It drives great. It handles well, and the oil hasn't been burning like it kind of used to. My final kind of summary of this video, what do I think of this car after 2 years owning it? I love this car. It has been my favorite car to own so far. It just does everything I want it to do. The one hiccup from it being perfect is the motor seizure. Now, that is a huge hiccup. That's no small hiccup. But, you know, cars break down. It's just the natural way of life. You know, you do want a reliable car. You want a car that doesn't break down. But if you prepare for it and, you know, you have the things in place for it, you should be okay. I thoroughly enjoy this car. It has a big motor. It has a lot of technology. It has a lot going on. For me to not think that something's not going to happen to it, it would be bad planning on my perspective. So just keep that in mind. I said it early in the video, get a warranty. Don't not get it. I think that this car would last a long time as long as you just maintain it. Everything in it is beautifully done, executed, engineered. I'm a fan of BMW. I am biased towards a car. I am thinking about possibly doing something different for the summertime, because I want to get a car that I can put more content on this channel for you guys. Either something to do off-road or something that's more I could take to the track and really kind of dig in driving wise. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be trying to do as many videos as possible for the upcoming year, because I do want to build my subscriber base and I do want to bring better content. Comment below if you have a car is something that you're interested in buying and just have specific questions on it. All right, guys.